What's going on, guys? Ryan with Jedha Patrol back with another video. Today we're going to take a look at the Hot Toys Punisher War Machine. That's right, guys, Ryan back with another video. Today we're going to take a look at the Hot Toys Punisher War Machine, newly released and now shipping. This thing, I've only had it for a few days. I spent a little time with it, and let me tell you what, it's a tank. If you've got any other War Machine figures, you know what I'm talking about. The thing is freaking beastly. But let's just get into it and take a look at some cool stuff. So let's take a look first at the box. How awesome is that? We got the Punisher logo going on right there. Pretty freaking cool. Up close and personal. There we go. Future Fight. If you did not know, this is not from a film. This is actually from a freaking video game. A mobile video game at that. Who knew? Punisher right there. Punisher War Machine. And there, obviously, this is a die-cast figure. Box art is gorgeous as always because Hot Toys does not skimp out on any of that. Here's all the whodunit. And you get this nice dark styrofoam instead of the normal light gray stuff we're used to with other Iron Man figures. So yeah, this particular piece really came out of nowhere as far as a video game release. We haven't really seen too many of those from Hot Toys. We've seen some Star Wars ones, some Shock Troopers, some Jump Troopers, stuff like that. As far as Marvel goes, we saw the Spider-Man figures, the Advanced Suit, Scarlet Spider, all those kind of different suits, Negative Suit, the Iron Spider from the video game, which looks pretty cool as well. But this is actually the first one from a mobile video game, which is pretty interesting to see what else they're going to do with this. Also, if you did not know, the Punisher, the concept for this, even in the video game, came from a comic series. If you follow comics at all, you'll know that the Punisher actually broke in, stole one of the Iron Man suits, and went off in Europe and started blowing all kinds of stuff up. It's exactly how you would expect it to be. Punisher in a War Machine Iron Man suit armor out there with all the weapons and everything, and clearly doesn't really care how stuff works. Just wants to blow stuff up and chase a bad guy. And he does that very well in the comics. I would recommend a read if you got the opportunity to do that. But this particular figure, when I got this in, I was excited about it because I do have the Infinity War Machine. I've had some other ones. I have the Mark II, which everybody hates the Mark II War Machine, and I know why, because honestly it's not the best. Especially if you compare it to other ones. So you got War Machine Mark I, you got Mark II, that one sucks, Mark III from Civil War, Mark IV from Infinity War, and upcoming soon the Iron Patriot, which I expect to weigh like 25 pounds, as big as that thing is, and diecast. This is a diecast figure. It looks amazing. You can see right here, and I want to take a closer look at some of the accessories we got. So I've got them all literally piled up here because I've been messing around with this guy, posing him, having fun, and just seeing what all he comes with, because he's got some cool stuff. Like I'm just getting all these pieces out of here. Look at this. Neck pieces and whatever. And let's take a look at some of this cool stuff first. Let's look at the hand. Now, normal Iron Man hand, guys. If you've had an Iron Man figure, you have the exact same hands as pretty much any other Iron Man figure, so we won't spend a whole lot of time on those. We do have a fisted hand right here, and you can see on the paint work, it has been battle damaged. This is not a nice and clean armor, which is normal because Hot Toys does that with pretty much all the diecast figures. But you do have a fist arm right here, pretty nicely done. I mean, it's very, very dark, a little bit of weathering going on there. We do have our articulated hands that we see often with the movable digits and whatnot. I don't know how often people use these. I use them randomly, they're okay. And then we have this one right here, which actually has a fist with a weapon going on right there, so that's pretty cool. Actually, I use these most often because I just like having all the weapons on my figures. And then of course we have the repulsor blast right there. So pretty nice. Normal Iron Man hands, nothing crazy going on there. We have a neck adapter here if you want to change out the head sculpt and whatnot. Right now I've got the Frank Castle head sculpt on there. Getting the hands out of the way, it does come with a number of switch outs. One of them being this. You have one of these on the right and left forearm. Little rocket missile gun thing. I don't know exactly what it is. It's just another weapon that he uses to take out bad guys. Normally they actually look like this. It's flat. So I actually have, this is the weaponized version. This is the flat version, depending on what you need to do. Also, you have these, which are magnetic. These are actually pretty cool. We saw these in the Iron Man War Machine Mark IV as well, where they just pop up right on the collar, and you can insert these as well. These are pretty cool. Magnets aren't super strong, but they're strong enough to do what they need to do. And then, for whatever reason, they decided to give us some blast effects. How cool are these things? I'm a big fan of these. I know, sometimes these might make them a little more toy-like, but it is from a video game, and these are done exceedingly well. I really like these. So you've got one of those for each of the forearm cannons. Then you've got this one right here for the rotary belt cannon. Look at this thing. It is freaking, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to tell you guys, but I like this piece. And then you've got another one for the other shoulder cannon as well. Now, they only go on one way. You can see right here, this is for the left shoulder cannon, and the right shoulder cannon goes right here. You can see the little circles going on there. So they only go on one side. You really can't mess that up. So that's the accessories out of there. Let's get all these out of there and take a look at the figure. Now, it's awesome. I don't know what to tell you. Shelf presence for me is a big deal. I harp on it all the time. How good does it look on the shelf when you walk into your room? Are you going to take note of it, or are you going to walk on by? This is not a figure you're going to walk by. It is not a figure a visitor, and if you ever let anybody actually in your toy room, if that happens, I know, you're going to keep people out. But if you actually let somebody in, they're going to go to this. Okay? They're going to go to this. This thing is flipping awesome. So we do have this head sculpt right here, which comes on the figure, and it is actually pretty freaking cool. The eyes do light up red. And it's a normal Iron Man head sculpt here. If we just pop that off, and I do have the batteries in this guy, but boom, there you go. Just like every other Iron Man, the LEDs are, they're battery powered, and the batteries suck. But that one actually looked pretty good. So a big fan of that. The weathering on it, I think they did a really good job with that. And I like this. I just recently put on the actual other head sculpt because I wanted to see what it looked like, and I like that one too. I do. I don't know how you would display it. Would you display it with this? Would you display it with this? How would you do it? I don't know. But the figure-wise is heavy as any other War Machine goes. Let's take a look at him up close. I'm gonna try and do this without. I might have to go to the gym after this. But there we go, guys. Check out that portrait. There's your Frank Castle portrait from Future Fight. I think they absolutely nailed that thing. That is gorgeous. Now, I've never played the game, but this is it's not a bad representation of what Frank Castle or the Punisher would look like in a video game. So, big fan of that. Obviously, we've got the Punisher logo going on down here. It is heavy, guys. This is diecast. It's got some weight to it, so bear with me. We've got a bunch of kill market hashtags going on right here. We've got the Punisher logo going down here, and also it goes from like a black gray to like a camo dark green. So that was kind of interesting to see that. And then on the side, we have these giant shoulder armors right here. I mean, look, they just, all of it, man. And these are the forearm cannons. Let's see if I can do this upside down. Forearm cannons, you're actually gonna get a cannon up top, and you get the cannon below, which is what I showed you earlier. That's the top cannon. We can actually put in these blaster effects actually go right there, so that's pretty cool. On the top, we do have the belt-driven cannon right here, the rotary cannon. This is, I think, what makes it. You can see this little rubberized piece here. It's actually bendable. I think that right there is absolutely what makes this thing super cool. And I think that's a lot of reason why people like the War Machine Mark I as well, for having that piece on there. At least I did. I mean, it's War Machine. You want as many weapons as you can get. And then on this side, we have another weapon that is on a ball swivel joint, and you can move this one pretty much anywhere you want. This one, this bigger one, guys, because of the belt, really doesn't move as much as you'd want as the other one does, because of the movement on this one, and because of just the general size. It's just kind of big. But it will get around if you need it to. So on the back, Again, stainless. Looks like we got some mix of silvers and grays and damage and whatnot. Back here, this is actually where the batteries go. If you pop this piece off, this is where the batteries for the arc reactor go. Don't waste your time, guys. It's pretty much useless. I'll show you that here in just a second. But here, going down the legs, again, battle damage, and he is just absolute beast. Look at those feet. Absolute beast all the way around. So talking about the light up functions on these. Now, I try to show off the light up functions for you guys, even though for me, I don't ever go turn them on, ever. I mean, if I'm taking a photo, I might turn on the head sculpt, and then the rest of it, I'll probably Photoshop. It's just too much of a pain in the butt. This one right here, I don't mind this, the little pop out thing, switch one switch is easy. The arc reactor on this figure though, absolutely useless. You can turn on the battery. In fact, I just took the batteries out. They were that bad. So if you turn on the arc reactor in here, it actually doesn't even shine through the skull at all. You have to pull this plate off, and you can see the arc reactor light up right there. Who's gonna do that? They're not powerful enough to shine through here at all. And so it's pretty useless. So if you get this figure, don't waste your time messing with the batteries. You can put batteries in the forearms to light up the ion cannons, ion blasters on there. Again, I wouldn't waste my time with it. That's just me. But I really like this figure. So I tell you what we'll do, just for fun, let's grab the Infinity War Machine and just take a look at them side by side, and you guys can let me know what you think. All right, so looking at these guys side by side, there's definitely more detail in the paint on the Infinity War version because he's got that digital camo going on, which honestly, if you looked at the photos, like the blogger photos, you really couldn't tell, but in person, it's definitely there. Weapons-wise, they got all kinds of cool weapons. This one's got more modern weapons with, you know, all kinds of crazy stuff and rockets out here and just forearm and just everywhere. But this guy's got the belt fed, and it's just, I don't know. It's got the Punisher. I don't know, guys. For me, shelf presence wise, the Punisher's where it's at. I know it doesn't match anything in my collection. I know it doesn't match anything in anybody's really collection unless you just like the Punisher. But it's $392 retail plus whatever taxes and shipping and all that kind of stuff goes. Is it worth it? I guess that's the question you guys want to know. Is this figure worth it for the money? And I'll give you two reasons why I want to say yes. One, again, shelf presence. It's going to stand out. It's going to just shine in your collection, regardless of whatever you collect, DC, Marvel, Star Wars, whatever, Disney. And the second reason I think it's worth the $392 price tag is the freaking engineering. It is gorgeous. It will do whatever you want it to do. Be mindful of the posing on it. It is heavy, so make sure you have him balanced. This guy's right here. Now, he's a little leaned over because I've got him bent over and whatnot. But if you balance these guys well, they will stand up for a good while. You're not going to get them on a flight stand because honestly, it's just too flippin' heavy to do it safely. If you want to do it for a couple of photos, go for that. But it's just too freaking heavy. It just really is. So on to the matter of whether or not it's worth it, I'm going to say yes. I like it. I like it. It's Punisher with piles of weapons. How do you not like that? So that's me, guys. Which one do you like? Do you like War Machine Mark 1? I know nobody likes War Machine Mark 2. Don't worry about that one. I know. Mark 3, Civil War. Do you like Mark 4, Infinity War? Do you like the Punisher War Machine? Have you picked this one up? Will you be picking this one up? If you happen to have this figure in your collection, join the competition we've got going on Instagram using the hashtag Poser of the Week. We're going to cover on 6 Scale News each week. We're going to showcase some cool poses you guys pull off. So I'd love to see your photos of this guy. What pose have you got him in? Have you got him... You know, I've got some ideas of my own. It might involve Deadpool. Just saying, might be kind of fun. Maybe a Mythos Punisher War Machine. That would be crazy, right? That might be good. Stay tuned for Instagram for that. You can follow me at Jedha Patrol if you want to. Guys, if you want to save some money on 6 scale figures just like this, follow the link in the description below to Collector's Own. Use my code PATROL, save 5% on anything you might want to pick up there. And guys, as always, collect what you like. See you next time.